How about now? Okay, thank you so much. Can you guys hear me now? You should be able to hear me clearly now. Hello, hello, hello. So do me a favor in the chat space, darlings. Go ahead and type your city and state. You should all be able to hopefully hear me now. Let me know your city and state. City and state into the chat space. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let me just say a couple things for those of you watching here. We were having some technical difficulties, then I was able to figure it out, but it's all to the good. So this is what I'm going to be doing. Those of you guys that are here, we have 3 different types of registrations. Of course, we have our general admission where everybody is able to register and be a part of this awesome training that we do. And that there is no investment. Then we have where you guys can actually upgrade for the full experience. Okay, so full experience allows you to be able to chat in the space, and of course I can see those questions and answers and things like that. And then we have our VIP. Now VIPs, if you are a VIP, you should have already received your VIP bonuses. However, please keep in mind that also as a VIP, you're going to get the replay from the training. You're going to get the PowerPoint that we're going to be using today, as well as you're going to get one more additional Q&A session. Now we had one earlier today, and then we also have another one that's going to be tomorrow that you guys are going to be able to join. But I'm throwing in for our VIPs a one-on-one strategy session that I charge $1,000 for. So for everybody who did pay as a VIP, it's too late now. But if you already were registered as a VIP, then you will get a 1-hour strategy session. And I'm going to give you the link to schedule it after we are done with tomorrow, because I want to give you guys enough value, information that you can ask some really good questions to get the most out of your one-on-one call. Now, for those of you who upgraded to the full experience, you are also going to get the replay from this. You are also going to get the PowerPoint presentation that we're going to be having here today. Okay, so you guys get the upgraded opportunity to get all of this information on replay. And I'm gonna tell you, the PowerPoint itself does provide a ton of value. I am going to encourage you guys though that everybody do grab a pen and paper to take notes. I've always believed that a short pencil is so much more valuable than a long, stronger mind, right? So taking notes is going to be essential here when it comes to having success with the value that you bring. So let's shout out those individuals who are currently watching. We've got here, and I'm going to be shouting out the people who are registered and who are live in the app and the software. And I'm going to go over a couple of things that you guys are going to experience on today for those who are actually logged into the actual conference itself. So let me shout out Maya out of Port St. Lucie, Florida. We've got John out of DeSoto, Texas, Craig out of Suffolk, Virginia, Chris out of Washington, D.C. Make sure you guys go ahead and type in your city and state into the chat space, and I will shout you guys out. Now, for those of you who are watching, if you are watching and you are logged into the actual software, you're going to see that there's a couple of things that you can actually do here, right? Now, at the bottom, like somewhere in the middle-ish area right here, you're going to see where you guys can actually click on the emojis, right? The emojis allow you to give smiley faces, thumbs up, all types of stuff. And so if you click on the emojis, click on those emojis and show some love, just to be able to, if something was good, you can throw the thumbs up. If you really loved it, you could throw the hearts. If something was amazing, there's so many different emojis. So go ahead and try those out. Also, what's going to be good is that we're going to be doing some networking, darling. Okay. Networking, you're going to be able to do one-on-one networking, as well as table networking. So what you may see at the top, let's see, can you see it? You probably can't see it at the top. No. So what would happen is the arrow that is going to be over here. There's an arrow at the top. So we're going to be doing some breaks where you'll be able to go into quick networking. When you click on the arrow, it's going to take you back to the main page, right? right? You're going to see where at the top you can click on lounge. Lounge is where you can go sit at tables, connect and network with other individuals. And then we're going to open back up the one-on-one networking sessions where if you want to do one-on-one networking. Now, why is it so important to take advantage of all the different things that are available? I'm going to tell you, because you actually can get points. So right now, let me just tell you where the leadership board is. We have a leadership board. All you have to do to be on the leadership board is just a few things. Number one, let me just tell you what I'm going to share the rankings, but then I'm going to tell you how to earn points. So just by entering the event on time, you get 50 points. If you go and update your interest, now you have to do it on your computer where you can update like the interest of your personal profile, you get points. Your social media link, you get points. If you add an introduction, you get points. That right there, just by showing up, you get 150 points. If you join a session, that means you guys are here. You're going to get points, right? Raising your hand. So you can raise your hand. If a raised hand is accepted, if you ask me a question. So there are areas where there's an area at the top where you can see like where you can do different chats, right? So you can chat with the entire group. You can also ask me an individual question in that area, and that will give you some additional points. Additional ways to earn points. Let me see. It's just a ton of ways. You can answer a poll if we put one. We're not going to put a poll though. Express with emojis. If you send a direct message to someone. So this is what's cool because you guys are going to get an opportunity to network with individuals here in the conference. And so when you go network, you can send them a direct message. See, I'm a big believer of collaborating. So some of you guys are going to walk away and meet a ton of people here this weekend, right? Or today, shall I say. Some of you guys are going to meet potential clients, but some of you guys may meet potential partners. And so make sure to walk away with intention. In fact, anytime I go to an event, I always have an intention. I say, as a result of me attending this event, I now have 3 new partners. Now, do they always fall into, great partnerships? Not necessarily, Chad. It ain't always, it ain't always positive, but at least I'm always intentional about my expectations. Yes. So you can get a total, look, if you guys go interact on a table where I told you, if you go to the lounge and you go on a table, that's 75 points. Now, why do you guys want to get points? Well, because points equal gifts. Okay. So when you get points, you actually get gifts. All right. Now, for everybody when we finish with the top 3 leaders, the top 3 leaders are actually going to walk away with a special gift. However, there are some requirements, requirements. If you are on the leadership board and you win, I ask that number 1, you have to stay all the way until the end. Number 2 is you got to submit a testimonial video. I'm just saying. And it's got to be approved. Okay. I'm just saying, listen, we need some testimonies because this is one thing y'all must understand is that when it comes to having success in anything, you must be able to share the results of other people. Right. And so I plan on helping you guys walk away with a ton of value. So points equal gifts. Okay. So if you get points, you get gifts. However, the top 3 in the leadership board will win some amazing gifts. Okay. All right, y'all. So anyways, with that stated, I'll talk more about that down the line, but this is how you're able to get the points. Again, you must be registered. And when you register, you must then come in through the actual link and participate here. So again, our leadership board right now, let's shout out who our leaders are so far. We have Dr. John Mack with 205 points. I see your headshot picture looking really, really good. We've got Craig Combs at 155 points. We've got Pat Pearson at 150 points. And then Maya is right behind. So y'all go log into your computers, add your pictures, add your information, do all of that so that you guys can be on the leadership board. All right, y'all. So let's get into this presentation. So that's enough. We're about to have a good time. If you guys are ready for us to have a good time, I need y'all to do me a quick favor. Type into the chat space, ready, 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 ready. Type into the chat space, ready, 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 ready. Type into the chat space, ready, and we're about to get started very soon. So type into that chat space, ready, 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 ready. And we're going to be getting started very soon. So, all right, I'm going to pull up my screen. Yes. Thank you for the emojis, darling. The emojis. Okay, and then we're going to go to here. Let's see. Okay, great. Yes. So everybody should be able to see my screen. Okay, I see the readies as well coming in. Melody says ready. Pat says ready. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Welcome, 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 everybody. And I'm excited because today we're going to be doing a bonus training. I hope y'all got y'all calendars because this is going to be a part of the challenge. Every single month we got to prepare and get our calendars ready for success, y'all. Let me tell you something. Those that fail to plan to fail. And so we're going to be making sure that we have those calendars popping and locking for today. All right, I see a Maya, I see a Chris, I see a D. Okay, great. All right, y'all. Well, let's get into this presentation. So today, as you can see, the title, this is our Book Profits Challenge. Okay, and so I'm fired up about this. Okay, make sure we get you. Okay, there we go. Awesome. So if you stay until the end as well, I am going to give you guys a hotel voucher. On top of this voucher, you're not only going to get the voucher, but you're going to get a training that I did. I'm going to give you access to a training that I did where I teach you guys also for those of you who host events, those of you who got clients, those of you who do anything where you're trying to get people to jump on board. I'm going to give you an exclusive training. In fact, I'm going to actually update the training. Okay. So everybody that stays to the end who is also registered, you must be registered. Okay. So if you are not registered and you submit your information, you ain't getting it. So you got to go to bookprofitschallenge.com to register first and stay until the end. I am going to give you, what if I told you, not only am I going to show you guys how to get these vouchers and things like that, but what if I showed you that I found a new way of being able to get more people to hear about your products and services from the strength of other people? What if I told y'all? All I can tell y'all is this is lit. This is so lit. And so I'm super excited. This training, I'm going to be bringing this training, guys, to you. It's going to be a live training that you guys will be able to plug into. And only those who stay into the end actually will get access to this training. All right. Now, I want to put a disclaimer out there, y'all. I am not a book publisher. Okay. I'm not a book publisher. Do we actually happen to publish books? Yes. But see, I don't know. I feel like when I put the title of book publisher, it actually is a disservice to y'all because that's not what I do. I help individuals to first have the right book. Number one, the right book. But where I am is I am here to show you guys how to be profitable. Okay, does that make sense? So most publishers, that's not their goal. Their goal as a publisher is to help get a book out there. They might get you some media exposure, but they don't create game plans, not only teaching you about promoting your book, but also profiting to a six-figure business. Okay, so I'm here to show coaches, speakers, network marketers how to write the right books, but also how to profit, promote, and get your books to perform. Okay, that is what we're here to do. All right. Okay. So let's get into it. Now, I'm also not a cheerleader. Okay. Let me just look. I got to put the disclaimer out there, child. I'm not a cheerleader. Never proclaimed to be. Ain't trying to be. And what do I mean by that? I find, and no disrespect to anyone, I find that a lot of times people don't really want someone to make them uncomfortable. Many times people don't really want someone to stretch them. What many people are looking for are a cheerleader that accepts them for the excuses that they make. I ain't talking about y'all. I'm just talking about a lot of people. And the challenge in that is there's no way that you can ever become the greatness that you are already are, but sometimes someone's seeing the potential by us playing it safe. You can't really go to the next level playing it safe. You got to have someone who's willing to call you out on your boo-boo and let you know that your boo-boo is a little funky and tell you what you need to do to get right. So if you guys understand that I am not here to tell you what you want to hear, I am here to tell you what you need to hear. If you are okay with that, I need you to go ahead and type, let's go in the chat. Type, let's go in the chat, because I listen, I can't have nobody over here that's going to be extra sensitive, child, because sensitivity there is no space for success when you sensitive. You got to have a little thick skin, y'all. I'm telling you guys. And this is where a lot of people drop the ball because we're not willing to be stretched. So everybody type, let's go into the chat space. I want to make sure before I even move forward, child, that you guys are ready to rock and roll. I need to make sure that you guys are ready to rock and roll. Rock and roll. Let me see something right here. Man, this thing has just been getting so many great updates. Okay, here we go. When I tell you I love this software, when I tell y'all I love this software, I'm using two different softwares though, just so that y'all know. I'm using two different softwares for this program. Actually, three. I'm using three, but I love AirMeet. That's what you guys that are logged into the actual conference, that's the software you are on. And it is an amazing software for anybody who does virtual conferences. Now, who is this training for? This training is for speakers. Literally, if you're wanting to learn how to leverage your book, get on more stages, make more money as a speaker, this is for you. This is for coaches who need to build their authority. Okay. If you're ready to really take your business to the next level, I believe you need to have authority. And in authority, the prefix is author, right? Also business owners. A lot of business owners don't understand the power of being an author. But the thing is, you must understand is that when people come to do business with you, they're not coming necessarily to buy your product or service. They're paying for a specific transformation. And if you want to be seen as an expert in your business, the go-to person, the best of all best, why not create a book that connects people more to your transformation? And then also multi-level marketers. Okay. So if you're in the network marketing space, y'all, I come from the industry, and I'm not coming from the industry as a person who tried network marketing. I was actually a six-figure earner, and not in one, but two different companies. I know what it takes to make six figures. And I only wish that I would have been taught some of these things when I first got in, versus having to learn them. Does that make sense? Like having to learn them. So I'm here to show you guys how to truly be able to get a next level of success. All right. Now, we will not be making an offer during this portion of the section of this training today. Now, I will open up, but you must qualify first. So I'll be giving you guys that link towards the end of what you need to do, so that you can pre-qualify and be able to talk to one of our team members about possibly enrolling into our boot camp, or for those of you who are already authors, enrolling into Book Profits Club. But this is all training today, okay? Literally, you guys are going to get a ton of value, just straight training, straight value, and that's it, okay? So just want to make sure that y'all understand. So don't have no guards up, y'all. Just get ready to learn. Does that make sense? Get ready to learn. All right. Now, if you know that you like, Taria, enough is enough, I'm ready to get started, I want to talk to someone ASAP, quick, fast, in a hurry, all you need to do, guys, is go to this link, visiondiscoverysession.com, visiondiscoverysession.com. This is where you can go fill out the information, and you will get contacted by our team member, probably Bruce, more than likely is who's going to reach out to you, but that's who you can actually get in touch with, okay? All right, hold on. I'm trying to close this app, chat. Keep trying to pop up. Lord, stop. And it's getting on my nerves, but that's okay. We're going to keep it moving. Now, let's talk about what people are spending money on. Okay, I want you guys to hear this, because when it comes to being a successful author, y'all, the biggest mistake that authors make is they write books to sell the book. And the first thing they think is that, oh, I need to write about this. But we don't take the time to properly look up, what are people looking for? What are people looking to learn? What are people spending their money on? And I don't know, last time I checked, y'all, in order to make money, child, you got to be in a position where people want to buy it. Hello? If people don't want to buy what you're selling, then who we sell it to? Nobody. So let's make sure that we're positioning ourselves to be able to make some money. Okay. Drop the dollar signs in the chat space if y'all know what I'm talking about. Now, there are 5 main skill sets that people are investing into. 5 main, right? But if you pay attention to this diagram, the top 2 areas that people are spending the most money on is going to be physical health, which is number 2, and skill set. What does that mean, Taria? Well, what it means is that people right now, what they're wanting to know, or what they're spending the most money on, and this is 2019. Y'all, this is before the pandemic really, really hit. Are y'all hearing me? Yes, drop them dollar signs in the chat. I see y'all. I see you. Drop them dollar signs. What this really, really means, guys, is that people are searching to learn how to do specific things. And every single one of us, y'all, every single one of you guys that are watching right now, Do you know that you happen to have a skill set that people would spend a lot of money wanting to know how to do? But this is what we do. The biggest challenge that I do see with a lot of entrepreneurs, y'all, is that we're so busy looking left and right, child. Ooh, hold on, y'all. 1 second. I got to do something because this is really getting on my nerves. Let me see if I can close it from here. There it is. Stop. Okay. All right, I think we back in business. Okay, so one thing that you must understand is that there is somebody right now who wants to know how to do something that you know how to do. You don't even think though that they would, because we're so busy looking at what everybody else is teaching, that 9 times out of 10 ain't really providing any kind of major value, ain't making no money. Y'all, I ain't trying to be funny. I told y'all listen, I ain't no cheerleader. I'm going to tell the truth. That's one thing people do love about me, is I like to keep it all the way honest. But the truth is, people right now are looking for something, and they're looking for a thing that you know how to do. And notice I said a thing, not things. Dr. Miles Monroe said it best. He said, listen, God may have given you talents in many areas, but the truth is you can become extremely wealthy focusing on just one of them. You ain't got to be trying to teach everybody all the talents you have, but you got to figure out the one. And right now, people are literally looking up how to be able to do a specific task, right? So how can we get in position for this? Well, first, let me break it down a little bit more of the type of deliverables that people will invest in when it comes to these different areas of skill sets and learning and things like that, right? Like what is all that? Now, how can you deliver it? Well, first, a skill set, y'all, skill set enhancement is anything from how do I literally have people that are like, Taria, how do you create this entire setup? Like, I would like you to show me how to create virtual conferences. Give me the step by step. So let's just say that I wanted to become known in that space. I could literally build a 7-figure business simply teaching people how to create or how to set up their environment to do virtual launches, right? Or virtual conferences. Does that make sense? There's people right now who want to know, Taria, how do you know how to use all this technology? But that's not, listen, I got a skill set in it, but that's not what I'm known for. That's not the vehicle that I'm using. Does that make sense, y'all? Some people want to know, let me see. Hey, Chris, tell me how it is that you built your own t-shirt business. I see Chris. I don't know if Chris has their own t-shirt business, but I do see your profile picture. Looks like you got a custom t-shirt. Well, there's people right now who want to know how to create a t-shirt business, and you can build an entire business off of teaching people t-shirts. Okay. There's somebody right now looking up, how can I get enough confidence to ask my boss for a raise? Let me tell you, I've got a friend, her name is Christy Rutherford. She has helped, I don't know what her, matter of fact, let me text Christy real quick. I'm going to ask her real quick. At this point, right now, I'm going to text her. Look, right now, what is your number for the amount in raises you've helped women to get? Y'all, it's a crazy number, so I don't want to mess it up, right? Hold on, y'all. Okay. And raises. Doing a lot. All right. So I'm going to tell y'all, but she literally teaches women how to build the confidence to go and prepare themselves to get high in raises. We're not talking about a raise of $5,000 either. We're talking about women who are making 80, 100,000, going in and walking out making 250,000. But see, there's people right now that will say, well, I just want to teach people how to have confidence. Well, she does that, but she teaches you how to build confidence in the workspace to get a raise. There's a specific end. So how can you deliver these different types of skill set enhancement trainings, books? That's why everybody's here, right? So everybody should be here because you want to learn how to be able to take your book or future book and turn it into a skill set enhancement that will allow you to build multiple streams of income. The second way are e-learning platforms. So an e-learning platform would be like for those of you who are part of Book Profits Club University. So we have 3 tiers of BPC. We've got BPC, We've got BPC Elite, and then we have BPC Inner Circle. Well, BPC Elite and Inner Circle, they actually get access to BPC University, which is an online educational platform. Does that make sense? And so now they can log in and they can learn at their own time. There's personal coaching and training. So I do one-on-one coaching for individuals who are in my inner circle. Okay. So when you're in inner circle, you get one-on-one coaching from me. So we schedule calls where you're able to get on a call. We do a strategy session once a quarter, go through details of what it is we want to be focusing on. Workshops and seminars. Y'all, this is a workshop. So this is a workshop right now where we are broadcasting to you guys, to a group of people. So instead of me just doing one-on-one, I could be able to provide value to a group of people in a big environment. Does that make sense? So this is a workshop / seminar. And then retreats. Some of you guys, I just like to throw this in. This is another way to create a skill set enhancement. Because many of you guys, you're like, oh, I don't want to do no one-on-one coaching chat. I ain't trying to do no online university yet. I don't know if I'm ready. Well, you can always do a retreat. And so let's just say every quarter you want to put together a retreat. You leverage your book that gets you on stages, that gets you in front of audiences. And now you have a retreat that you host every quarter, right? If this is good, I want y'all to type, this is good so far. All right. Dr. John says he knows Christy. He says, love me some Christy Rutherford. She is amazing. Yes, yes, yes. Right. And so go ahead and type this is good in the chat space. Now, areas that you want to focus on. These are 5 main areas, again, that you can focus on. And this is where a lot of people, when you're writing your books, you want to make sure that you're working on. But the top, of course, is going to be skill set enhancement, right? But self-awareness, that actually is the lowest. And I want to just throw that out real quick because we've got mental health, which is starting to be one to grow in, a really good place to grow, motivation and inspiration, physical health, self-awareness, and skill set enhancement. This is the thing I want you guys to understand. Most people don't really truly understand, with no disrespect, that it's sometimes self over anything else with the reason why they are where they are. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I know everybody that's here today, see, y'all showed up. But if you knew the number of people who are actually registered, every single one of those people that did not show up, about 95% of them, there is a reason that is beyond their control that they didn't show up. It's not their fault. It is not it's always somebody else, something else, someone else. But how many of us can touch and agree that if you are here today, that some of you had some challenges where the other person may have said, I ain't trying to show up, right? You may have had challenges, but you still showed up anyways. Why am I saying that? Because when I tell you that the majority of the people, there's a large number of people who registered who did not show up, the reason why they're not here is because it's all about the mindset. It's all about self-awareness, but most people don't want to hear about that. They don't care. Listen, this is not my fault, Taria. This is not my fault. And I don't hear what you talking about. Listen, I used to be the same way. I remember my coach would call me and he would be like, hey, how you doing today? If I said anything else other than amazing, phenomenal, just incredible, if I said anything less, I might have 2 seconds before he hung up on me. Literally. And he would always tell me that, Taria, you are in control of how you choose to feel about a situation or respond. And so the thing is that most of us don't want to. And so a lot of times, and the reason why I'm really, really honing in on this is because a lot of people want to write a book about self-awareness. But the truth is most people don't want to know about self-awareness. They want you to teach them how to do X, Y, Z. So if you learn how to create a skill set enhancement book, and in the back end, you're teaching them self-awareness, we still win. We all still win, right? Hopefully that's making sense, right? So anyways, I'll get into this. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. By the way, do me a favor, everybody that's in the chat space, if you could tell me, what do you guys do? Who do you serve and how do you serve them? So I help XYZ to XYZ. Type that in the chat space. I help XYZ to XYZ. Again, type that into the chat space. I help XYZ to XYZ. Y'all type that in the chat space while I do something real quick. Let me see something. I help XYZ to XYZ. I help XYZ to XYZ. So great. And so as you guys are typing that in, as you can see, I help coaches, speakers, network marketers to write their books, write the right books that perform, perform, and promote their businesses to $10,000 plus per month, week, or day, right? Month, week, or day. And blessed, I've been in some great spaces. I've been able to be on many platforms, Fox, CBS, Yahoo, Sheen Magazine. One that I am so proud of is the fact that I am a TEDx speaker as well. One of the first to ever do a virtual TEDx talk. And so that's what I do. But I need y'all to also understand, before we get into this, I want to break this down. I decided back in 2012, I was going to write my very first book. It's now called A Six-Figure Vision. I wrote that book because at the time I was in network marketing. I was a six-figure earner in the industry, and I had hit like a wall. I was trying to figure out how to cross over into other traditional business industries and be respected there. And found us that there were a lot of people that still didn't see network marketing as a real business. They didn't really see what I was doing as traditional business, and I wasn't getting the respect. And so I ended up writing my very first book, guys. And I wish I would have written my book so much more earlier than that, because so many doors started opening for me where people were inviting me to come and teach and speak and do all types of stuff. And I was just amazed. I was so amazed. And then I decided that I wanted to step into the space of teaching other people how to do what I was doing, right? And so that's when I decided to become a full-time coach. Now, in that journey, y'all, it has not been easy. There have been ups and downs, goods and bads. Listen, it's been challenges. But when I tell you this, in fact, I was just answering some questions for an article that I'm going to be in. And one of the questions she asked was, what would you tell your 18-year-old self today? I would tell my 18-year-old self that you're going to have setbacks. You're going to have challenges. It's not going to be easy when you make a decision to do something that maybe a lot of people don't understand, but there's no better feeling than to know that because you pushed forward, other people were able to do so too. So very, very appreciative for this journey and the blessing that we've been able to receive thus far. All right. So now, today, what we're going to be talking about is 4 different things. Number one, we're going to talk about the power of the pre-sale statement, how to get your first $1,000 in pre-sales, how to get your first $1,000 in pre-sales. So important, right? We're also going to talk a little bit about your book launch versus the conference and how to leverage your book. And this is also going to be connected to having the right book and how that does affect your business, as well as many of you guys want to know, okay, I heard you say we was going to make up to $5,000 in 3 days. Well, that is also what we're going to be doing here, how to be able to generate up to $5,000 from that $1,000 in pre-sales. But you first got to do the pre-sales. Okay. You first got to do the $1,000. And this, even if your book is out, it's still going to work with you. And we're going to be talking about building out your success funnel, $10,000 in 90 days, essentially your 90-day game plan. And because I'm excited with my new board that is behind me, we're going to be doing a bonus training where I'm going to be teaching you guys how to be able to create your calendar for success. All right, so let me go ahead and see. I see some of you guys in the chat space. You have been typing in what you guys do. Melody says, I help ambitious single women who have internal negative self-dialogue to pivot their mindset to silence the noise of internal negative self-dialogues. If I was to say, how do you do that, Melody, that's what I would want to know. Real quick, can I do some coaching real quick, y'all? I'm gonna do some coaching real quick. So real quick, I want to coach y'all real quick on how to work on introducing yourselves. So whenever you hear me say introduce yourself, I want you to introduce yourself in a way, and I'm not saying, Melody, that wasn't great, because that was great, but it was deep. And I still ultimately don't know what it is that you do. And so one of the things that most of us get a challenge with, and I was explaining this on the Clubhouse the other day, is that when somebody asks us what we do, we go straight into our purpose statement. And ultimately, that's your purpose statement, right? That's your purpose statement. So if I was to say what it is that I do purposefully, well, I am here to impact the lives of 10 million men and women in mind, body, and soul. But how do I do that? And so there's a difference between a purpose statement and your intro statement, which is more of the vehicle that you use, right? And so a lot of us, and this is also which goes back to introducing our books or creating our books. A lot of us are creating things that are more purposeful versus vehicle related, if that makes sense, right? So I help women empower themselves all day long. How do I help them though? By teaching them how to write the right book that produces profits. And so that's the specific vehicle, right? And so one of the things that we have to learn how to hone in on, and this is what takes proper research. This is what takes figuring out what is that step. In fact, as you guys look at all the genres of books, I always like to tell people, they say, Taria, how do I find the right title for my book? Or what should I write about, right? And so I want everybody to think about it like this. 9 times out of 10, whatever you're going to write about is going to be about something that you specifically overcame. Specifically. I don't care how deep or how controversial it may feel. The reason why somebody's going to work with you is because of specifics, not generalists, right? Y'all know I'm trying to make it whatever the word is, right? So I would say, picture yourself that there was something that happened on a day, right? You're sitting on the edge of your bed and literally one thing just happened to you. And you had your enough is enough moment. You're sitting on the edge of the bed and you've literally had your enough is enough moment. Again, you are sitting on the bed and you have had your enough is enough moment. And now what do? You take action. Whatever you took action on is what people need to know how to do. So for me, and there's so many that I can create. There's so many enough is enough moments, but I chose one, right? So for me, my enough is enough moment was when I was at lunch with this lawyer. Remember, I told you, ultimately, I was trying to figure out how to cross over into the business world and gain respect amongst people in traditional businesses because many people don't see network marketing as real business. So what did I do? So I'm sitting down, right, with this lawyer, and he's telling me what he does. And then I tell him what I do. And guess what? When I tell him what I do, he literally starts acting like I told him I was selling some kind of illegal substances. So with that stated, guess what, y'all? I immediately said, what can I do to gain respect? The solution was to write a book. So my vehicle now is I teach people how to write books to grow their business. So let's just say, for example, you help women to overcome past traumas. How? What trauma? Because all of us have had trauma. So the more that we're able to hone in on the specifics. So like, for example, if I was Melody, I'm just going to give an example because I know what Melody has been through. I'm going to give you a specific intro statement and then you can tweak it. Let's say, for example, Melody wants to help women who have suffered from abuse learn how to get their power back and start their own business. So I help women who have suffered abuse get their power back and start their own business. It's very quick, it's straight to the point, and anybody that knows anyone who's been through abuse is like, wow, that's I know someone who needs what you got. Now, in that same way, she is helping them to silence the noise of internal negative self. Because I don't even know what that necessarily looks like all the way, Melody, but in a way, she's helping them to do that. Because guess what? When I help people write books, most people think they come into me just to write a book, child. No, we create an entire system. There's so much more that happens. But see, I know that I must create a way that's going to connect to that person immediately. And many of us, when we're creating our intro statements, we're making them based on our purpose and not on the specific vehicle. Maybe I help women who have suffered abuse get their power back by divorcing by divorcing their mate. Maybe you're a divorce coach. Does that make sense? Like that's I help women who have suffered abuse learn how to get their power back by getting their very first job. Because maybe women that have gone through abuse, they dealt with it because they felt like there was no other option because I don't have any work experience. So there's so many ways of how we can introduce ourselves. But anyways, I'm going to get back into this, y'all. I could sometimes go off on a tangent. I got to hurry up, y'all. We already here 40 something minutes, child. Okay, so with that stated, was that good, y'all? Hopefully that was good. And hopefully that made sense. I'm telling you, this is a big challenge that I see from a lot of coaches in the industry is they don't know how to specifically say what they do. And a lot of coaches are very afraid to say what they do because they feel like it's going to cause them to lose out on opportunity. Guys, I'm telling you this, and I'm telling you this over and over again. Y'all, there's no way. There's no way. There are people who have gone through what you are going through right now, or have overcome, shall we say, and they are wanting your help. Hold on. They are wanting your help and they're looking for specific steps. But the challenge is they don't know who to go to because there's so many coaches out here that are so general and it's not connecting to them. I don't connect to general. I only connect to specific. I need someone to teach me specifically how to overcome and what I'm looking to get, right? So anyway, so that hopefully that was helpful. I hope that helps some of you guys because I see it so much and it's so easy, y'all, to really niche down on just one thing and become known for it. When I decided to leave network marketing and teach books, y'all, people laughed at me when I left because I left a six-figure in a business. I left a business that was paying me multiple six figures. I mean, easily 40, 50,000 a month. And I left that to start coaching in books. And people thought I had lost my doggone mind. And for several years, y'all, it had been a grind. Now, was I doing pretty good because I stayed focused on that? Yes. But my vehicle is books. What is your specific vehicle? Is it jobs? Are you going to help someone to get a better job? Are you going to help someone to start their own business? Are you going to help someone to lose weight? I help women who have suffered abuse gain their power back by losing 10 pounds in 10 days. Is your transformation going to be better relationships? Because the truth is what people are looking for, it's three different things that people invest in. They invest in learning how to make more money, whether it be through job, whether through business or investing. People are willing to invest in better relationships. And then you can niche these down to personal, romantic, job relationships, business relationships. People are willing to invest also into being able to build better health and wellness. And so health and wellness, like, whether it's losing weight, it's always specific though. Maybe they're dealing with, they've had, some kind of ailment, diabetes or, heart problems, and you help them to gain their power back by strengthening their heart, right? Their heart problems. So the more specific that you guys can be, the better. Now, I also like to highlight this is because a lot of people, they say, hey, I want to write different books and, I want to write a book about this. The specific genre that I actually work in and help in is the self-help industry. But as you can see, especially in the nonfiction, there's so many different genres that you can actually become a part of and really grow in. And I'm also saying this to anybody that's in the publishing industry. If you are a publisher, y'all, the best way to become a successful publisher is to find one genre that you become the best of the best in. Just like in coaching, you find one area and you become the best of the best in. So these are the different genres of books, right? Oh, y'all can't see it. I'm still on my screen. No, hold on, let me show you. Because that's right, I was coaching, y'all. I was coaching. I couldn't help you. I had to get into it, okay? So these are going to be the different genres that you can actually plug into. Matter of fact, let me see something real quick. I don't think it's up, so it don't even matter. All right, so as you can see, it's a ton. And by the way, everybody who is registered, don't worry. I'll make sure that you guys will get the PowerPoint, but you must be registered. And of course, you must be here until the end in order to get it, okay? Now, step number 1. Boop, boop, boop. The power of the pre-sale statement, child. And generating your first $1,000. Now, this is going to work for anybody. So whether or not you already came out with your book, as long as you are published, like self-published, right? As long as you are, able to you have creative control of your entire book, then good, you're good to go. Because just because you wrote a book or you launched the book doesn't mean that you can't relaunch it. A lot of times people are like, oh man, I already launched the book. I'm like, that's okay, you can always relaunch it, because that's what I did for my book, A Vision to Freedom. It used to be called A Vision to Freedom. It's now a 6-figure vision. I actually relaunched it because I had some things that I needed to update inside of it, and so I did a new pre-sale, and I generated another, several thousands of dollars pre-selling the book. Now, 80% of authors do not make more than $10,000 per year. In fact, it's closer to $5,000 a year. And the reason why many authors don't make any kind of income, guys, is because number one, they're not properly planning their book for success. And number two, not putting themselves out there. I can't tell you how many people I meet that are like, oh, I'm going to wait to pre-sale. When should I pre-sale? Now. As soon as you think of an idea of the book, you should pre-sale. Y'all, do you know that there's people right now who are on waiting lists of books that have been, well, I'm talking about big names, big name peoples. They on waiting lists of their books that it's been 6 months, still ain't got the book yet because they're still working on the book. Y'all, pre-selling is something that not only is beneficial for you, but it's also exciting for the person who pre-orders because they now can become an ambassador. But I'm here to show you guys how not to be another statistic, okay? Now, how to sell more books. First of all, remember, people are looking for an expert in a specific transformation. People want to know, look, when you think about the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, this book don't say how to be the best connector in the world and things like that. That book was How to Win Friends. It was all about building better friendships. And so when you are the expert in a space, a specific niche space, that's when you become well known. John C. Maxwell, he's an expert in leadership. That's why if you go and look up books about that John C. Maxwell has wrote, 95% of them are all on leadership. Okay. And so you want to become an expert in a specific space. And this is how you succeed. And you don't just write one book about that space. Okay? You don't just write one book about leadership or one book about believing or one book about relationships. You keep writing books in that space because the way that business is done, that was done 5 years ago is not the same today. The way that relationships were 5 years ago is not the same today. So you keep on writing in that space. Also, energy. Listen. Do you know how many people I know that got books, child? And you would think that, I don't know, that energy be just low. They lowly people, low energy. Nothing is exciting for them. Nobody wants to get that transformation. Trust me. Nobody. Listen, you got to think about it is like why do you get attracted to certain coaches or certain speakers? Imagine if Les Brown, with as great as Les Brown is, imagine if he got on the stage and he was talking to y'all and he was like, hey, y'all, well, if God sees it, I'ma pray on it. And maybe in one day, would y'all be excited to buy his book? Heck no. And so when it comes to being in this space, number one, you got to know that you know who you are. And then number two, you've got to stay excited. I've always been told the person who stays excited the longest makes the most money. I'm telling you. And guess what? Does excitement mean that every day is going to be perfect? No, ma'am. No, sir. That is never the truth, right? We know that, right? And so we've got to make sure that we stay excited. And is it needed? Now, this is the thing. The truth is, it's not really about is it needed, but is it wanted? Because we know that people need to know how to do what our purpose work is, but that's not what they want. See, what they want is they want a boyfriend, but they didn't realize that the reason why they ain't got no boyfriend is because they've got some internal deep issues of trust. And so instead of saying, I teach women who have lack of trust how to be able to dig down deep and figure out their interpersonal challenges in life, which keeps them from having a relationship that they want, you simply say, I help single women find the man of their dreams. Period, point blank, end of story. That is an intro statement. I help single women find the man of their dreams. See, the single woman, it is not her fault why she is single. In her mind. Does that make sense? She don't need it. I don't got no trauma. Child, I just need you to show me where the man is at. I don't got no problems. I don't got no trust problems. And then realize it, digging down deep when you go through the conversation, they like, girl, I thought you was just going to show me how to get a man, but you done taught me so much about me. Hello, somebody? Am I making sense? Can I get an amen, someone? Do y'all see what I'm saying? Because we always want to push what's needed, and people not paying for what they need. They paying for what they want. So you got to, in order to attract them, your book title needs to be connected to what they want. Your coaching needs to be connected to what they want. And when they plug in and they start feeling your energy, when they start getting the fact that you are the expert, they go listen. Hello? How you doing? All right. So anyways, y'all know I'm getting excited. All right. So 10 habits of successful people. Number 1, they set goals. So today we're going to be doing some goal setting with our calendar. I'm excited about that. They take responsibility of their life. Y'all, I can't tell you how many people, if I was to be like, why didn't you show up today? They are not going to take responsibility. It is somebody else's fault. There's a reason why that they didn't have the level of success that they desire. And I'm here to let you guys know that no matter what it is, even when something does not happen the way that I had expected, I always look at it and say, how could I have done better? How could I have changed the expectation so that the result could have ended up the way that I wanted to? This is what successful people do. They have extremely good self-discipline. Extremely good self-discipline. They are obsessed with self-development. What books are we reading right now? What books are you reading? What audios are you listening to? What conferences? See, the fact that you are here today lets me know that you are all about self-development. You are all about growth. You're ready to take your businesses to the next level. They read a lot. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, I know that we are in the world of audio and everything like that, but I'm also going to encourage you guys, even if it's just a subchapter a day, because there is a different level of focus that must take place. And because this world is inundated with so many distractions, this is why we allow ourselves to think it's okay not to read. But if you ever see someone who is super successful, one thing that separates them from the okay successful is that they read. Because there's a thing that triggers when you actually look at words and you have to comprehend them. There is a different level of learning that is triggered in your brain. Also, they manage their time extremely well. Doesn't mean that their lives are perfectly balanced based on what society tells you balance is, but they manage their time. You want to go do lunch? Great. Let me look at my calendar and see if I can fit it in. Many people that are extremely successful, they actually put all of their stuff, personal, business, everything on their calendar. Hello? Right? They take risks. A risk is anything that makes you uncomfortable. That's what I think a risk is. Now, that makes you uncomfortable in a good way. Now, I ain't jumping off no buildings no time soon. But what I will tell you is that I'm not afraid to invest into certain things. I will spend and go to conferences. I will make sure that I'll take on a new coach. I make risks. I will put out something in front of people knowing that I'm going to get judged. Y'all, my book that just came out, the 10K book, y'all, it has errors in it. But that's a risk that I was willing to take because it was some things that I added in. I didn't get my editor, but guess what? The people that understood the value. John C. Maxwell had I read a book from him that had an error in it because nobody's perfect. But you must understand that and know that in doing something, people are always going to have something to say anyway. So might as well take the risk and be able to be on top. Hello? They keep going when they suffer setbacks. Can I ask everybody here that's watching? Everybody that's watching right now, everybody that's in here, we've got Dr. John, we've got Craig, we've got Sharon, we've got Maya, Darius, let's see who else, Pat, D. I'm going to encourage y'all, make sure y'all stay engaged. Melody, Courtney, everybody that's here today. Can I ask you guys, have you ever experienced a setback? Have you ever experienced a setback? If you have, just type I have. If you've ever experienced a setback, please type I have. Because I guarantee that every single one of us here has experienced a setback. But guess what? You kept going. You kept going. You pushed through. And you are here today. That means you have attributes of extremely successful people. This is the thing. We've got to make sure that we fit all of these in here, right? We fit them all in here. And so I'm so proud that every single one of us, we've experienced a setback, but we've kept on going. Number 9, they always find a way to win. I need to add always find a way to win. See, for me, there might be times where I needed to have something, or I wanted to invest into a program, or maybe I wanted to go to a conference and I didn't have the money. Well, my first response never was, I don't have the money. My first response was, well, how much does it cost? And how many of XYZ do I need to sell so that I can be able to go? How much is the investment? And what activities must I do so that I can go? How much is the investment? And let me see if I can offer my services or offer something in exchange for this person so that I can work with them. I'm willing to do whatever I need to do so that I can be in the place that I need to be. Always finding a solution to win. And number 10 is they do what they love. I'm going to tell y'all this. Life is too short to keep waking up every day doing something that you don't like doing. Life is too short to wake up every day and be around people that you don't like being around. We've got to stop playing with our time. God, he gives us more money. He can give us more relationships, more friends. He can give us new environments and experiences. But guess what? He does not reverse time. And so we've got to make sure that every single day when we're waking up, that we're focusing on being closer to doing the things that we love to do and being around people that we want to be around. Yes, yes. All right. So the money statement. This is the money statement, y'all. I'm excited to announce I have a book coming out. Who wants to be in it for free? This is the money statement, y'all. Now, over the years, you guys have seen me kind of tweak this for those of you who've been following me. But this is the money statement right here. This is the one that works. Now, even if this is a book that you've already come out with and you're relaunching it, and you say, I'm excited to announce I'm relaunching a book, who wants to be in it for free? You got to put it this way. I see people with these flyers. Oh, I'm pre-selling a book, pre-order my book today. Ain't nobody pre-ordering a book. I'm telling you guys, people are not just going to do something because of the pre-order. People want something for something. So they want some kind of incentive. How are you going to incentivize someone for pre-ordering a book that may not come out until another 6 months? And so we have created a way where you can actually incentivize people so that when they order from you, you're able to give them some options, some opportunities. Does this make sense? And so, but it only works when you make this announcement the way it is. So if you have not, listen, y'all, if you have not put this out, I want to challenge you guys to go put it out there. Go put it on your Facebook, put it on your social media. Now, listen, everybody's social media ain't equal. Some of y'all, you haven't worked on building up your following. And so you might have to text this out. You might have to send this text message out to 15 to 20 different people. But y'all, I'm telling you, you've got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And this right here is the first step. I'm excited to announce I have a book coming out. Who wants to be in it for free? So the pre-sale mindset. First of all, how is it free? Because a lot of people are like, but Taria, it ain't free if you telling them they still got to pay. It is free because they're basically paying the same exact thing that every single body else will pay when the book comes out, but they get to be mentioned in the book for free. Now, you are the author. You're the creator of this manuscript. You can decide what you want to allow to be listed in the manuscript. This is your decision. So whatever you want to put in there, sometimes I might put name, city, and state. Sometimes I put name, city, and state, business, and website. It is your choice. But remember, the reason why we say free is because they are being mentioned in the book for free for simply paying for the book before it comes out. Also, the people that pre-order, because I want y'all to understand, because some people say, well, I don't really care about pre-order. Okay, well, don't worry about it. But this is another reason why you want to have people to pre-order. because now you have ambassadors of your book. Now, everybody won't become an ambassador, but what if you pre-sold and 100 people pre-ordered and you walked away with 10 people that are like big ambassadors for you, that are sharing your book to other people, that are telling people that they're in the book, that are recommending you to other people because they know that their name is mentioned in the book. 97% of most people who want to write a book never will. So the fact that they actually get their name listed in the book, for some people, honey, that is a blessing all in its own. So now you have people who become ambassadors that share with other people about your book. Your launch is also vital for this, because this is one thing. We don't do a launch. We do a launch/conference. I believe in doing conferences, right? So when you do your conference, now you're able to invite every single person that pre-ordered a seat to your conference. And you can create a flyer. I was just on Instagram the other day and I saw somebody had posted a flyer that said, "I'm excited to announce I'm attending this something conference." You know why they posted it? Because somebody made a flyer with them in it. Imagine you make a flyer with the people who pre-ordered from you and say, "Look who's coming to the conference." Why do you know they're coming? Because everybody who pre-ordered gets a free VIP ticket to the conference. As a VIP, you get a copy of the book. Well, they already purchased the book. They pre-ordered. And you would also get maybe some additional bonus training. So what I typically do is once I have done pre-selling, we stop the sales and now we start selling tickets to the conference. You can get general admission or VIP. And VIP, it increases from the $20 plus shipping and handling to $47 up to about $67. So now I have other people that are promoting for it, and they're now going to be in attendance to learn more about the training and stuff like that, right? Also, people who actually pre-order are more likely to upgrade. What I mean by that is that they're going to want to be a sponsor in your book. First of all, when I have a new book that's coming out, I only offer to the general public the opportunity to pre-order. I do not offer people that did not pre-order the book an opportunity to sponsor a chapter in the book. But those individuals who do pre-order, what I do is I then give them a form that they fill out. And the form then asks them, do they want to upgrade? By the way, we're going to be teaching that today. So if you guys are ready to learn how to be able to get these people to go from your pre-order supporter to now a sponsor, type $5,000 in the chat space. Type $5,000 in the chat space, because that is what I'm going to show you guys. You don't have to upsell people. You don't have to try to be a salesperson. You want to create another flyer telling people they can sponsor a chapter in your book. Nope. What you focus on is getting as many people to pre-order, whether you got to email them, text them, call them, post on social media. You push to get as many people to pre-order your book, right? Okay, yep, $5,000. And they're grateful. Y'all, you'll be surprised to find out that when you mention someone in the book and they see their name, honey, they are so grateful to you. Thank you so much for mentioning me. Like, it's crazy to me how I've come to find how people absolutely love the opportunity to pre-sell their books, right? Now, here's ways to pre-sell. You can pre-sell via social media. You can dial for dollars. Okay, dial for dollars. This right here, honestly, is the most lucrative way to actually make money. You can also text for dollars. You could text for dollars. That means you could send out text messages to individuals. You could do a live broadcast. Now, this is something new. I had saw one of our attendees that came to Authors All Stars. She did an Instagram live and was telling everybody on her IG, "Hey, y'all, pre-order, and she had orders coming in left and right, right? Also, influencer marketing. So you can find people who actually talk to your audience. They're not a direct competition, but they're good in collaborating. So you're going to write a book about weight loss, but you're actually a chef and you make prep meals, right? So you're a chef and you send out prep meals all over the world, right? You create a book about weight loss, and then what you do is you go find a personal trainer or two and say, "Listen, I would love to be able to have you to contribute a chapter." This is someone of influence. "I'd love to have you to contribute a chapter in my book about working out. In exchange, though, I would like for you to post this flyer and tell people about this book that is coming out that you're going to be contributing in." So now you have people of influence that can get the word out about your book and pre-order the book as well. All right. Now, if you have not already done so, guys, you want to make sure that you go to $1,000today.com, because this is going to give you some additional in-depth training of what to post, how to respond when people start commenting and liking, okay? Because people are going to say, I want to be in the book. And that's why I ask a question. I don't just say, I'm excited to announce I have a book coming out. I used to do that, but I changed it because I realized that my goal is to get someone to respond. And when people say, I want to know more, then I can send them a message via DM on what they need to do. And because when I respond back to each person that says more people are going to say because they want to know, well, how can I be in the book? Remember, 97% of the population who wants to write a book, they never, ever will. So you're giving people a huge opportunity here, okay? So everybody make sure you write that down. Make $1,000 today. Now, I would like to know who actually put up the post. And if you've already put up the post, great. If you have not, I want you guys to go do it right now. I'm excited to announce. And this is it. Listen, you don't have to, you can delete it if you want to. Delete it. I don't care. But get comfortable being uncomfortable. Post it. Send out a text message to 10 people. Hey, I'm excited to announce I have a book coming out. Would you like to be in it for free? Right? I'm excited to announce I have a book coming out. Would you like to be mentioned in it for free? Okay, so put that post out there. Now, do not respond to any of the comments. I want everybody to do it. Don't respond to the comments, okay? What you're going to do is just let people comment. I want to see how many comments you guys get and likes you get, okay? So how many people are saying how many people comment, how many are liking, etc., etc. Now, remember, everybody's social media is different. So some of us might need to send out a text message. Some of us might need to send out an email. But this works no matter which way that you put it out there, okay? Now, why do people not take action? I'm not going to go into all of this. I just highlighted some of the areas. But again, you guys that are here and registered, you will get the replay so you can read the whole thing. But number one, lack of awareness. Most people are not even aware of their fears. Many of our fears, false evidence appearing real, were created in childhood. Many of us grew fears from our childhood experiences. We've been told, to not like the word no. Remember, think about it. I don't know about you, but if I ever wanted something and I was adamant at wanting it, Mommy, can I get a cookie? No. Well, Mom, can I please get a cookie? No. Then I'd come up with ways. And think about it. This is what successful people do. When they're told no, they go and find a way to win. Well, as a child, this is a mindset that you automatically have as a child. But through the years, you're taught to no longer use it. So then the child's like, well, Mom, what if I did this? No. Well, Mom, no. And if you ask me again, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you a reason or whatever. Does that make sense? So imagine some of the stuff that we learned as a child, which now has created a fear where we say, I'm not going to put that out there because these people is going to tell me no. And I equate no with negativity. I equate no with pain. I equate no with crying and hurt. I don't want to be told no. Number two, lack of motivation. They feel that they can face their fears and they also know how to at a certain degree, but they lack the motivation. I'm going to tell you the reason why many people lack motivation, because they only focus on what they see with their physical eye. The way that you get motivated is you got to stop believing in what you see with your physical eye and believe what you see with your vision eye. See, the blessing that God has given us, he's given us the ability to be able to basically dream, to create within our mind first. He's given us the ability to come up with ideas and concepts before it's ever become a thing. How do I know? Because every single thing that is around us was all created through vision. Somebody thought about this as being a great idea and they start putting it into action. And so in order to get that motivation, it's very easy to be unmotivated when sometimes we look at what our bank account is saying, when we look at what our relationships are looking like, when we look at our waist that's that went over our jeans. It's very easy to be unmotivated, but if you focus on where you wish to be, that's where the motivation comes from. Lack of responsibility. They are waiting for a miracle. These are the people that say, well, I'm going to pray about it. If Jesus come walk in the room and tell me, Taria, now if by the time if we see Jesus walk in the room, if y'all are believers, y'all already know what that means. Time is up. If Jesus walk in the room, time is up. He's here. He came back. He about to come tell us what we about to do. So we got to stop waiting on miracles and know that if you're feeling it, if you've thought of it, that was the vision. Lack of belief. What if it goes wrong? What if it's not the right way? What if someone laughs at me though, Taria? What if the fear still remains after taking action? What if nothing changes? What if? There will always be a what if. But you cannot let that stop you and handicap you. People have laughed at me. Yep. People have told me no. Yep. I have made mistakes. Yep. I've been lied on. Yep. People have done chargebacks. Yep. All of that has happened. But I believe in myself. And so it's not going to stop me. And it should not stop you. Amen? And then lack of purpose. Now, so many of you guys that typed in your intro statements that were more of purposeful, that's your purpose. However, might I even add this to it? That if this is what you say you do, but you are easily distracted. If this is what you say you know, your reason for being here, but it's easy for you to not take action. We have to re-identify our purposes as well. Because I'm telling you guys, in many situations, what we think is our purpose is not truly it. And so when you are operating in a space of non-purposeful work, disbelief will come in. Lack of responsibility will come in. No motivation. All of this plays a role. So we've got to make sure that this is truly something that, without a shadow of doubt, even when things are bad, we're still going to keep pushing forward. All right. So let's keep this thing going. All right. Grace Yasmin. I want to show her as an example. And I hope that you guys are believers, that you know that if he'll do it for one, he can do it for all. She followed this technique. I'm excited to announce I have a book coming out, Who Wants to Be in It for Free? She pre-sold 750 copies. Now, if God can allow a woman who is of flesh, amazing. Now, she's got a following, but let's be real. If he can allow a woman who's of flesh to pre-sell 750 copies, that is a high 5-figure in just sales. We can believe for 50 to 100 books. We can believe for 50 to 100 books. 50 to 100 books will allow you to, 100 books will allow you to generate over $5,000 with pre-selling. So I'm sure we can all put that post out there. I'm excited to announce I have a book coming out, Who Wants to Be in It for Free? And just see what the comments are. I don't want y'all to comment. Don't respond. If you have not looked at the training, make $1,000 today. Just post it, and I want to see what you guys get. Now, book launch versus conference and how to leverage your book. So let's get into this, okay? Book launches refer to any form of activity that is created to promote the release of a book. It's a marketing technique that is mainly done to create awareness for a book and help initiate sales of the book. The biggest mistake authors make is they write books to sell the book versus writing a book to sell. Me personally, I do not believe in doing book launches. I believe in doing conferences and celebrating the book at the conference. So instead of just doing a launch to sell the book, we do a launch where we reference the book, but we sell our high ticket products and services. Because ultimately, when people are looking for a transformation, they want the results. You can't get 100% of the results from the book, right? So instead of doing a launch, we actually do a conference. Now, don't get overwhelmed by the word conference. A lot of times people get overwhelmed. Ooh, conference. I don't know if I want to That's a lot. That's a lot going on. I don't know about that, right? A conference doesn't need to have 1,000,000 people there. It doesn't need to have 100. It could be 25 people at your conference where you're providing value. You're going to read from your book, leverage your book, but then you're also going to provide an opportunity for people to work for you. Okay. So 80% of authors, they never sell more than 250 copies of their book. And now let's say that you only did ever sell 250 copies of your book, but 10% of them became clients. That's 25 people that become clients of your $9,000 for only do it, of your $997 program, up to $3,000, up to $5,000. I'm sure that everybody here would rather take that versus only selling the book. However, the way that we actually help you to create your books, the strategy in which we teach, also allows you to be able to have a successful book that continues to sell over and over and over again, right? Now, like I said, the biggest mistakes that we see authors make is they write their books to sell their book versus writing a book to sell. Everybody, when somebody buys a book and they want to learn some skill set enhancement, what they want to know is how to do the skill. And so with that stated, most people, when they buy their book, they're really looking to confirm, are you the coach for me? Are you the one who's going to teach me how to better this skill? Because if they're willing to invest $20 into a book, they will be willing to invest $1,000 into coaching, $3,000 into coaching, $20,000 into coaching. But you got to sometimes give people the appetizer, child, before we can give them the main course. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, just type "makes sense" in the chat space. I want to make sure that you guys are still with me here. Melody and John are the only ones typing. Well, no, I got D typing as well. Let me give D a little shout out. Let me give Maya a little shout out. But y'all stay engaged. Type in the chat. All right. So, biggest mistakes we see. All right. Now, let's get into this. Challenge with only a book launch. Number 1, you will only sell books and people really want results. Number 2, you're going to leave a lot of money on the table. A lot of money on the table. What do I mean by that? Listen, y'all must understand that if they'll buy a $20 book, child, they'll buy a $100 package, they'll buy a $1,000 coaching. So what we doing? You just gonna not let people pay for it? Let me give y'all a story. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. So one time I went to this conference, y'all, out here in Atlanta. It was like an expo, and this young lady, first of all, she wasn't even okay. First of all, she messed up all the way. She was teaching social media. And I'm not sure if they said that you cannot sell coaching programs or something, but she did a dynamic job. And at the end of her talk, it was like everybody was just sitting around because everybody was waiting for what's next. Everybody wanted to know. And so even if she wasn't able to make an offer for a program, she still didn't even have a book. Then we wait. There's another event, another speaker that comes in, and he comes in and sells out of his books. But on top of that, there were people, he had his team there where you could sit down one-on-one, and he was also offering a coaching program. Well, the young lady that sat and gave the training on the social media and didn't sell nothing, she didn't make no money. That man that came in, I'm not going to say his name, but I know, y'all, if I told you his name, y'all would know. We don't even necessarily know fully what he was teaching. It's just he had the right book and he had the right offer. And I know for a fact, I was just looking at the people that were sitting there from the book sales alone. I don't know. He maybe sold like 200 books because he had combinations and stuff, packages and stuff. And then I know I easily saw about 10 people waiting in line for his $3,000 program. So y'all see what I'm saying? Leaving money on the table, and we ain't got time for it, right? No partnership. Y'all, you can create partnerships with other people by not just doing a launch, but a conference. If I know that Melody helps women who have gone through abuse, and then Maya helps women who have gone through betrayal or something like that, right? Well, then we can work together. She do the abuse, I do the betrayal, and then we work together. This offers you an opportunity to do a conference where you could bring other people in, and they'll have, maybe a few of their people there, but if not, so what? You're bringing value And I would say, Maya, this is my conference. And so I want to offer a JV partnership. If you sell any programs, because I'm going to do all the marketing, then I want to get a percentage, a percentage of everything you sell. So can you sign me up as an affiliate? And now Maya's going to come provide value. And let's just say that my audience, there might be some people there that have not gone through abuse, but they've been betrayed and they want to work with her. Well, great. I don't have to create another coaching program for betrayal. I become the best at the best in the abuse. She's the good in the betrayal. And now we get a percentage. Hello? And then book sales versus sales. Y'all, it's hard to sell $10,000 in books. But imagine, I have a coaching program that's $1,000. And on average, your average percentage will be 20%. But let's just say 10%. 10% of the people who buy my book upgrade to my $1,000 package. Now, without us even counting the money that we make from book sales, how many people do we need to enroll into our program to make 10,000? 10. So if it's 10%, that means it's 100 books that we sell. But to sell $10,000 worth of books, that's a lot. Everybody can do 100 books a month. But to sell $10,000 in books every single month, y'all, even First Lady Michelle Obama, who came out with her book, which is one of the top selling biographies of all time, she's not selling the numbers that she was selling when she first came out with the book. And is it safe to say that every single day there's a new woman, a new man who's maybe qualified or now become a qualified prospect to read it? Absolutely, every single day, because the whole world didn't buy her book. So we've got to start thinking bigger and thinking not just trying to sell a book, but leveraging a book to build multiple streams of income. Now, why should you do a conference? Well, you get more value. You're not just focusing on, hold on, let me pull up the screen. You're not just focusing on the book, but the actual information that you wish to overall create. Also, guest speakers. You can have your sponsors that sponsor your book be a part of your event, and you can bring in guest speakers. Celebrate your book. Everyone who pre-orders, they get a free ticket to come to the conference. You automatically now have people who are registered to come. Because if you push the pre-sale, you already got people registered. Book money is no money. As I've stated, y'all, listen, I never wrote a book to sell books. I never wrote a book because I thought that I would be able to sell millions and millions of dollars in books. No, I knew that I would leverage my book so that it would produce millions of dollars in sales from my programs, from my services, etc., etc. But child, just to be selling books, that ain't no money. Book money is no money. Everybody type that in the chat space. Book money is no money. It's very difficult to sell $10,000 in books versus leveraging a book to $10,000. And guess what? You can repeat the conference. When you do a book launch, you can only launch a book one time in multiple states, maybe, right? But you can do a conference over and over again. I have a book. It's called the 10K book. We did a conference called the 10K book conference. I can do that over and over and over again and bring in different experts to be a part of it. Yes, yes. So you can repeat it over and over again. Yes, book money is no money, y'all. Type it in the chat space. Book money is no money. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's get into this. Now, here's some conference tips. I recommend that your conference be about 2 to 4 hours. Okay? 2 to 4 hours at max. Also, if you want to have it virtual or physical, y'all, we are still in a space right now where virtual is okay. And if you learn how to incorporate things like, softwares like this, where you can do a lot of engagement, people can send private messages, we can network, we're going to have a lot of fun in a few, then guess what? It makes it much more fun, right? So virtual is still a great place to do conferences. But if you want to do physical, you can always do that, and you can stream. I'm excited. I'm going to a conference next month in DC where we're going to be live streaming from the conference. And so you can still live stream from your conferences. Also, you keynote and make an offer. So when you do your conference, it's your conference. So at the end, the keynoter, you don't have a whole lot of keynoters. You just have guest speakers, but you're going to speak the longest. And at the end, you're going to make the offer for your higher ticket product or service. Okay. Also, the speakers, they get to teach with a free offer. They're not selling anything. So your speakers or your guest speakers, they get to teach some information and then they get to offer something for free. So you're giving them an opportunity to build their network. And they're not, and all they did was maybe invest to be a speaker or invest to be a partner, or they invest to be a sponsor. and people want to invest. I mean, point blank in the story. I'm telling you, that lady that did that talk and them people was just sitting around. I was sitting around too because I was waiting for what? Because people ready to spend money. And one thing that we should never do is count other people's money. We should never count other people's ambition or what they want to buy or look at just know they want to buy it. And the question is, are they going to get it from you? Or are they going to get it from somebody else? My thing is this. You know, one thing that disturbs me the most as a coach? It's always disturbing to me when somebody I see invests into a coach and I know they're not going to get the kind of results that they could have gotten with another coach. But see, that person was not wanting to push themselves. That person was not wanting to share their specific challenge that they've overcome. They're making everything so general. And so I'm telling you guys, there's nothing that hurts me more than to see when really good coaches are not getting clients because they are not putting themselves out there. Yes, by doing conferences. Okay, so remember, guys, if you are ready to work with us, you're like, okay, Taria, this is sounding good so far. I think I'm ready to go. Then what you want to do is you're going to fill out visiondiscoverysession.com. This will allow you to schedule a free session with one of our team members. Get on the line with them. Go to visiondiscoverysession.com and fill that out. Okay. Everybody, you need to fill it out anyways if you want to pre-qualify for the session that we're going to be doing right after. But we're going to take a 30-minute break so that we can go and respond to everybody that for those of you who put out the post. Okay. We're going to respond to everybody. Even if your book is already coming out, y'all, let me tell you something. You can relaunch it. Okay. So I'm going to tell you what to do. This is what you're going to say in the inbox. So you might want to take a screenshot of this. You're going to say, when somebody comments on your post and says, me, I want to be in your book, right? You're going to say to them, I have a book that is coming out now, what season is this? We're going into spring. You could say winter. I have a book that is coming out this winter. And for the first 50 or 100 who pre-order, I will mention you in my book for free. You will also get a VIP ticket to my conference /launch. Would you like the link? This is what you're going to put. Real quick. I'm going to, one second. I'm going to copy this and put this in the thing for you. So, and this is where a lot of people get hung up on it because we think that we need to, tell them the exact date. No, you don't need to tell them the exact date. You just say the season. You can say the season is just fine. Okay, so that's what you're going to put. So those of you who are registered, this is why you want to be registered, because you get these advantages. You're going to copy. So you're not going to say that on your timeline. What's going to happen is they're going to say, me, I want to be in the book. You're going to respond to every one of those posts and say, check your inbox. If you only get likes, check your inbox. If you texted this out, this is what you're going to respond back to them. I have a book that is coming out this winter, this fall, this spring. And for the first 100 who pre-order, I would say either 50 or 100, preferably 100 if you can. I will mention you in my book for free. You will also get a VIP ticket to my conference /launch. Would you like the link? Okay, that's what you're going to say. Now, you're going to collect payments. PayPal. You can actually create a PayPal button where you're going to create a button and you can send that link to them. You can also invoice them. They say yes, okay, invoice them. Number 2, you can use Ecwid. Ecwid is a free resource. It's very similar to Shopify, but you ain't got to pay no money to sell your first item. I think you can sell up to 2 or 3 and you don't have to pay. I know with Shopify, it'll let you set up the store, but then you got to pay once you're ready to start collecting money. You can use Ecwid and you can connect different processors like Stripe. Because if you've never used PayPal, PayPal may hold your funds if you're brand new. So you can set up Stripe. Now, it will take about 2 weeks for the first deposit when you set up your Ecwid with your Stripe. Or you can just Square online. Square Us, Square. You can set up your own Square store and you can create a button and send them the button. Do not, and I repeat, do not use Cash App. You cannot export your Cash App customers, and you're going to need to be able to export everybody who pre-ordered from you onto a spreadsheet. So don't use Cash App. Don't use Zelle. Same reason. Don't use PayPal.me. I know everybody, if you have a PayPal, you just want to use your PayPal me. No, take a few minutes to create a PayPal button and send them the link to the button. Now, if you don't know how to do these, I'm not going to go over that today because I do have it in make1000dollars today.com. Make $1000 plural today.com. Okay. But it's very important that you do this. Now, Dr. Jasmine, I want to share her. So she says, look, I want to share a testimonial, y'all. She said, okay, y'all, only y'all could understand. She said, I closed a $35,000 deal with the YMCA to bring in Beyond Beautiful Girls Empowerment Academy to their summer camp. The academy is based on my 3-book series. Now, why am I sharing this? Because when you write the right book and you start putting yourself out there, some of you guys are going to reach out to some organizations that maybe you're connected to and let them know you're pre-selling. They may want you to come and teach. See, I'm telling you guys, the right book has so many options and opportunities, but you got to put yourself out there. In fact, I had a young lady one time that put it out that she was working on this book that's going to teach people about how to, their first year of college. She instantly got a college that was like, listen, we got 500 kids here that need you to come and teach. Book ain't even came out yet. And so, guys, I want you guys to learn that your book can also be turned into a curriculum. Here's Danielle Johnson. She says, listen, this was with her pre-selling. She says, I've had multiple invitations for radio interviews, 2 panel invitations to speak about mental health, and the book. I've also been nominated as Inspiring Woman. Guys, this was all in the first week. She said the books ain't even came yet, child. I got to order another set. So this was all in pre-selling. Hello? Stevie Aisha Mills. She says, listen, well, she's got so many. She's been in a couple of our books. She's got another book that's actually coming out, Click to Cash, which is a collaboration book. The first one, she went through our 3-day book camp and did Click to Cash. She also was in another book that she's been in our 3-day book camp like 3 times. But she's got a collaborative book for her second edition. Anyways, this was one of her first testimonials that she sent to us years ago. She says, in addition, before the book was launched, I was able to pre-sell $400 in books. And since I have been able to build residual income from this one book, she says, I've had 60 speaking engagements since being an author. And I've also created and hosted my own virtual and live events. So what we're going to do right now, y'all, is we're going to take a quick 30-minute break. Now, there's some options. Remember, you guys can get points here too, right? So everybody has the opportunity to get some additional points to win some goodies and giveaways. So if you want to learn how to win, oh Lord, I didn't show y'all. I keep forgetting not to share my screen, child. Let me share my screen. Y'all will get this, of course, on the replay too. So you'll be able to see everything there. Okay, awesome. So anyways, these are the 3 people that I was sharing. But hold on, let me go back. So this was the thing. Remember, like I said, you only want to collect payments with PayPal, Equid, or Square Online. And then Dr. Jasmine, this is Dr. Jasmine with her books, where she was talking about how she did a $35K deal. By the way, her book has been translated into 2 additional languages. Here's Danielle Johnson. This is a collaboration book where she was talking about how her book sold out in a week, the first week before they even came, and she got all the opportunities with pre-selling. And Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills. All right, so that's what I was talking about. So we're going to do a 30-minute break, guys. In this 30-minute break, you're going to be responding back to the people who have messaged you, but also you get an opportunity to go network. So what's going to happen is you guys are going to click on the button that's going to be like right over here. There's an arrow that points that way. When you click on the arrow that goes that way, then it's going to take you to the lounge or the networking. Okay, so you can go to networking or you can go to the lounge. The lounge will allow you to sit at tables. There's 4 different tables. There's a coach's table, speaker's table, there's a network marketing table, as well as an author. So if you just want to go sit with the authors, you can sit there. Now remember, for every activity that you do, you get points. Let's see what the leadership board is looking like so far right now. All right, so far we have Dr. John with 255. We've got Melody at 230, and we got Lise at 200. Now keep in mind, you must be here at the end in order to get the gifts that we're going to be giving away. So you got to be registered here and here at the end. However, what we're going to do is we're going to take this 30-minute networking break as well as post break. So it's 12:35. We'll get back at 1:05. So that's 1:05. Okay, 1:05. So you want to click on the arrow at the top. You want to click on this arrow. It's going to take you to the main stage where you can see lounge above, or you can go to the networking, or of course, you also want to be responding back to any of the posts. But let's network. Let's get our points up. Let's connect with some people. And we will be right back 5 minutes after the hour. All right, y'all. All right, and everybody else who is watching on social media, this will now precede the training. I hope you guys enjoyed, but if you wish to join us where we're going to be going further into turning the $1,000 into $5,000, then you need to register. Make sure that you also check your spam, okay? Check your spam, because you will get the registration link. You don't want to miss it, but we'll be coming back in 30 minutes to go over turning that $1,000 into $5,000, as well as we're going to be going over creating your calendar for success. So if you wish to join us, then you got to join us back live through the actual conference itself versus watching us on social media. So you want to go to bookprofitschallenge.com right now, and hopefully you guys join us. I can't wait to see you all. Bye for now.